The guy in the vehicle for a hot bird last 10 minutes.
Big guy November Sierra 113, we'll take that.
The police, as you have never seen them before.
Here come the police. Whoop, whoop. The sound of the police. Whoop, whoop.
So have you been called out before to pick up a skip bin full of weed?
No.
No, it's a bit of a first for everyone, I think.
What's with men and fluffy beards? What's that all about?
No, I can't grow a beard, so it doesn't bother me.
With unique access on the front line in Australia's fight against crime.
Police, how can I help you?
We've got a 50 to 60 youths brawling in the street.
One of them was holding a machete.
The police are changing the way they operate.
We have to be able to relate to our community effectively for us to be effective.
Giving us an inside look at a new unit, which is at the forefront in a fresh approach to policing.
When you talk about your personal issues, it's not easy.
From the old pros.
Get on the ground now, on the ground. Straight down, bud.
I police hard, but I think I'm fair.
To the new generation of Australia's finest.
Let's work, bro.
Happy to see somebody look like you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
This is life behind the blue line. In Perth's northern suburbs, new recruit, Constable Paul Mbedi, is teamed up with Senior Constable Jamie Thompson.
So you're what, 4 weeks in now, Paulie?
Yeah.
Yes. How you find your time here?
It's good fun.
That's because I'm such a charismatic cat.
The officers are part of a new strategy to disrupt drug dealers.
They just pull up. Yeah, he's doing the buy there now. He's so nice. You can see they're quite brazen straight up to the door. That's amazing in this day and age that they still deal from the front door. Yeah.
We have addresses that we know to sell drugs. So we sit off and watch it for a moment.
Someone's watching us from the curtain.
Yeah. Probably taking photos of us now. He definitely didn't do the buy while we were there because they turned him away.
While the suspected dealers are focused on the police, the officers have their sights on the owner of a car which is parked out the front.
Yeah, no valid driver's licence, so...
There we go.
It's an old boy. There he goes. You better give him, mate. He's giving it a bit of stick, bro. VKI, Mike 102, urgent. Yeah, suspected drug transaction just came out of an own house to us and took off from us at speed. He's taken off immediately. He's crossed wrong side of the road. We're going to downgrade.
The officers have been forced to abandon the pursuit because of the suspect's dangerous driving. But they continue to search the area and get a result.
Oh, he's crashed. Yeah, I think he may have actually crashed. VKI, the car is stopped. Two on foot. One male wearing a red coat, black shirt, brown pants. He's the passenger. Grab him. Please, turn up, move! Get on the ground now. On the ground. Straight down, bud. You're under arrest. Paulie, go up the other cat.
406, VKI, approach into the area. Right, priority 2.
Jump fences.
In Nollamara, I don't have an actual street address as yet. We're just searching this map.
Did you see anyone jump your fence? Yeah, we got one. There was 2 of them.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're at
Yeah?
Nollamara Avenue.
What's your name, sir?
Mitchell.
Do you know this man?
No.
You don't know this man? Your name's Mitchell? Turn around, Mitchell. Got nothing on you that I should worry about?
102.
Wait, is this, do you live here? No, you don't live here. Okay, hands behind your back. So you don't know who this man is, sir? Please, come down here with me.
When we were coming down the road, when we stopped, there was only one of them.
You're puffing, man. You've been running?
Yeah. So I thought it wouldn't have gone that far. And then he was just puffing, so I just thought, yeah, he's the one that was trying to run from us. And then cuffed him.
Can I ask you, if you did nothing wrong, why were you running?
Yeah, to be honest, I was just doing what...
Just panicking?
Yeah.
Bit silly, fella. You could have got hurt. got false plates on it. These plates are off a Magna. This is definitely not a Magna. Car stolen, Paulie. All right, so I'll deal with him.
It's always nice to catch the bad guys. And at the end of the day, they're not the super criminals, but they could cause a lot of pain to a lot of people.
With the suspect in custody and a stolen car off the streets, it's been a good day for officers Paul Mbedi and Jamie Thompson.
Let's work, bro. All right, got to give this to Toby, mate, then we can go back in.
New recruit Paul has been teamed up with Tomo to get experience exactly like this.
Joining the force is something that I've always wanted to do. I like the diversity of work which police offers.
Policing is about continual improvement. You never know it all, but it was really easy to mentor Paul. He's just a really hell of a nice guy who really wanted to learn.
Paul was born in the Congo and came to Australia as a refugee. Recruiting officers from diverse backgrounds has become a priority for the Western Australian Police Force as they try to evolve with Australia's changing society.
It's not police versus the world, it's police working together with the community.
The police district of Mirrabooka is striving to build better relations with the community by encouraging them to join the force.
Mirrabooka is one of the most culturally and linguistically diverse areas within Australia. What we have to try and do is continually try and promote people from diverse backgrounds becoming police officers so that we can have our local station reflecting the community we police.
Paul's African background and experience as a refugee is a valuable asset for the police.
I'm aware that I was sent here because of my diversity of language that I can speak and just breaking that barrier with people, I guess. A lot of people are happy to see me in uniform, especially the Africans, even some Middle Eastern people.
Do you reckon becoming a police officer makes us like real cynical?
Yeah.
Oh, you're parking on point today. Woo!
Always.
Good team.
The biggest challenge about policing Mirrabooka is the fact that not everyone speaks English. And English isn't everyone's first language, just like mine, English isn't my first language.
Constable Barbara Salgado's parents emigrated from Chile. Barb was raised on the same Mirrabooka streets she now patrols.
I joined when I was 16, so I became a cadet and then went through at 18. So I think joining so young made me grow up really quick.
It's Friday night. Barb and her partner, Constable Kira Reddings, are working for the Incident Response Unit.
A night shift can consist of your drunken disorderlies, you got your serious assault, and you can get things from robberies up to murder. It's a whole different ball game.
November 0104.
Huh?
061, we have another unit. Roger, any vehicles that can head to Chalice Road, Scarborough.
Oh. Sierra 112, sent through, mate. Priority confirmed.
Well, can I get on the unit?
Can I get this?
Urgent?
Yeah, go. P2.
November 0112, you can upgrade to priority 1.
Sierra 112, priority 1 confirmed. Thank you.
An urgent call for assistance means fellow officers are in danger.
My main concern was to make sure that my colleagues were safe.
I don't know, we're here. There. 112 at scene. Yeah, redirect. Stay on the ground.
But he's having issues breathing.
Oh, is they all right?
I don't know if you go help them.
You right here?
Yeah,
Mate, listen to me. Calm down and we'll roll you to your side. So just stop and we'll roll you to your side. Don't spit, otherwise you're going to stay on the... Good. Just there you go. So, what's your name?
I don't know. To get the torch out, fucking
Just relax.
A domestic dispute between a couple has left the man suffering an asthmatic seizure.
Get the fuck out!
Shush.
But his partner is fired up and ready for round 2.
I would outweigh her 20, 30 kilos, but it takes all of my might to try and get her under control. And even then I struggle. And it just got a bit cray-cray, yeah. It was a bit all over the shop.
Oi, what's wrong with you?
Oh, please.
What? Stop being silly. Stop being silly.
Stop, please.
You're an adult. You're an adult.
Stop.
You're an adult.
Let me speak. Fuck off.
Can you give her a...
Yeah, you got it?
Fuck off.
You're all good? Clear she's under the influence of something, whether it is drugs, alcohol, or a mix of both. So, yeah, she's just going to the watch house now. But, yeah, all good.
Dealing with people in general that are drug affected, ice affected, meth affected, it's the unknown which I find scary, and that's probably one of the things that makes me scared about this job is the unknown. They're not aware of their capabilities.
Across Australia, 1.4% of people admit to the use of methamphetamine. In Western Australia, the figure is 2.7%, the highest in the nation.
Why are you a police officer?
I'm a police officer because it's my passion to be one when I was younger.
Well, it's certainly not the money.
I knew I always wanted to become a police officer, but I thought it wasn't possible because I'd never seen any African police.
Constable Jane Smith immigrated from Kenya 10 years ago. She has just graduated from the police academy, and today is her first day on the beat with the Mirrabooka Police.
Jane does have a very long road ahead of her as a young constable just starting out. There's a lot of challenges that I'm personally putting on her as well, and I guess that perhaps there's a lot of challenges that she feels within herself about being, at the moment, the only female African woman in the Mirrabooka Police Station.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. We have an African blood here.
There you go. Yeah. So are you from Sudan as well, or Somali?
Yes, Sudan.
Sudan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm from Kenya.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
First time,
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, first time in Mirrabooka and Baut.
We're happy to see you, real actually. And we're happy to see somebody look like you. We're proud of you, real actually.
Oh, thank you.
We're very proud.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are the best. God bless you.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
No worries.
Okay.
Jane has been teamed up with a mentor, Senior Constable Alex Mears.
I think Jane's cultural background is certainly a great benefit, not only to the team, but also to the station, because she's able to deal and interact more readily with members of African communities and people of kind of similar backgrounds to her.
So how would you say hello in Swahili?
So you'll say habari and someone will say
Habari.
mzuri. Yeah, so habari is how you do.
Habari, Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri, like the American state, I can remember that.
Yeah, I'm doing
Habari,
well.
Missouri. Righto.
Yeah.
Righto. I think I'll be fluent by the end of the week. That's my aim. I'm still getting to grips with English.
A car is driving erratically. This is an opportunity for Jane's first ever traffic stop.
So what we'll do, I'll stop a car and you can get out and speak to the driver and do a breath test with them.
Okay.
We'll stop this bill.
So switch it on from here.
Do you have a driver's license with you today?
Yeah.
Do you have any ID on you today?
No, I don't know.
Do you have one normally?
Yeah, I have one.
The man gives his name as Andy, but has no identification.
Andy, what's the status of your license at the moment? Do you understand what I'm asking? Yeah. Okay. Have you got any fine suspension?
Yeah, I have.
If Andy is who he says he is, his license has been suspended due to unpaid fines.
Do you want to just hop out for 2 seconds, Andy? I'm just going to stand on the pavement with my colleague, thanks.
What's in this pocket? Do you want to empty out your pockets for me?
Yeah.
How much do you have there? It's got a large amount of cash.
Because my friend in Vietnam,
Yeah.
he borrowed his like the money. That's why I sent to him tomorrow for him in Vietnam.
No, until I know exactly who you are, you've got no identification on you at all. I'm just going to detain you. We're going to put you in the back of the police car. I'm going to make a few further inquiries.
Okay.
Can I have the keys, please?
Is there anything else in your possession you shouldn't have?
The officers have the scene under control, but suddenly an unknown man approaches.
Can you just hold on a minute?
They must quickly determine if the situation is becoming dangerous.
Sorry?
It's mate.
So what's your name?
Andy.
Andy?
This is mate, yeah.
With 2 Andys and no ID, Jane goes to check the computer.
Whose car is this?
My car.
Who's it registered to?
Me.
No, it's not. Who's?
Myself.
Okay. You gave my colleague different details, did you?
That's my English name. I
Okay.
go by that name as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
I don't know if he's going to come with us at the moment, but obviously we are making a few more inquiries.
Yeah, the rest just let him go.
Well, I've got a job to do, my friend.
Whatever.
If you've got,
just hold him up like
yes,
that.
we can. He's got a large amount of cash in his possession, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, until I understand exactly where that cash has come from. Have you any idea as to why you'd have a substantial amount of cash like that?
I wouldn't have a clue.
This fellow's rocked up claiming to be the registered owner of the vehicle. I'm just checking those details now.
HQ has been able to positively identify both Andy and Andy.
Listen, I'm a little bit concerned as to why you've got that amount of drugs. That amount of cash in your possession. I imagine it may be linked to something else, but I'm sure that's nothing you're going to discuss with me tonight. So, your friend's here to collect his car. He's able to drive the car. He's got a licence. The car is registered to him. I'll be doing a few more inquiries in relation to what we've discussed tonight, and any further issues, I'll be in contact with you. Okay. That's your keys there. So, thanks for your time.
It's free, yeah?
Okay, he's good to go, yeah. Thanks very much, mate. Okay.
The guy's story just didn't add up. Having that amount of cash didn't add up to me.
No further charges were made over the incident. But this type of proactive investigation is a key element in Jane's development as a police officer.
I'll often put a lot of the young constables with some of the other more experienced officers to teach them how to be proactive policemen. To be proactive, you've got to be a little bit more engaging, a little bit more probing, and a little bit more inquisitive.
Knowing what I know now, probably I would have asked different questions and done things differently. That's the thing about this job. You learn every day, and to me, I believe the more I do, the better I become at doing some things.
Best thing about being a police officer is never knowing what you're going to be doing on a day. I hate predictability. I have no idea from the beginning of the day whether I'm going to be dealing with someone who's just been murdered, right down to the other end of the scale of someone who's committed some sort of traffic violation.
A priority for Sergeant Stuart Kerr at Mirrabooka and for police across Australia is the battle against the epidemic of illicit drugs. But drug offences continue to rise, with over 83,000 offenders caught in 2016. This accounts for 20% of all crime recorded in Australia.
We have a lot of people who are unemployed, who have drug habits, and who are stealing and doing burglaries.
There is a relationship between crime and lower socioeconomic areas, and there's multiple reasons for that. I think as a consequence of some of those hardships, people might be more prone towards becoming involved in illicit drug use.
Taking on the drugs is important because we should be able to reduce crime alongside it, so they both go hand in hand.
Right, ready when you are.
Tonight, Stuart is teamed up with Constable Luke Newland on the night shift.
Sierra 113.
Sierra 113.
Yeah, can you focus the 353 in Dianella?
They've been called out to investigate a report of a suspicious substance hidden in a skip bin.
Look at that. I guess. Oh, please tell me that's detected.
But this is something the officers have never seen before. In Mirrabooka, police are on the front line in a fresh approach to policing in Australia.
I was brought into Mirrabooka to introduce and reinforce a new style of policing, which is about being a little bit more connected to the community in which we police. We have to be able to relate to our community effectively for us to be effective.
Part of this new approach is working closely with a new state branch of the police, the Multicultural Unit.
In relation to those seniors, we actually need translators or interpreters.
Okay.
But the thing is that
so who's doing that?
No, Sam is that. So
Sam.
Because as per
you interpreting, mate.
Easy. So how's your Mandarin?
It's all right, I can understand. But Sam will do a good job.
The unit operates statewide, working alongside local police stations.
They will call me for assistance to say, we have a problem. We can't get any further with this. We've got a bit of closed doors. Can you help us? In the past, investigating officers from major crime have come to us seeking our help to work with the community elders and the leaders to get witnesses to come forward and developing trust.
The multicultural unit is the front line for police relations with new and emerging communities.
If we don't get it right, we're going to build a relationship between the police and the community that's not good. It's basically this line or this wall where they don't trust the police and the police have still got to go and do their job, but it's hard line.
Multicultural Unit Officer Zen Kasim, the first police officer in WA to wear a hijab, is checking on the victim of a recent hate crime.
Hey, how are you, Hulia? Alhamdulillah, good. Nice meeting you again. You too.
Hulia Kandemir was attacked at a shopping centre because she didn't say Merry Christmas. Her attacker was found guilty of assault.
I'm just, visiting you today just to check on your welfare.
Yeah.
And how have you been since, your court case?
Yeah, it was overwhelming.
So
I'm coping better now, but initially I was like still shocked.
When I'm there, you
you're
find
involved in the, I guess,
yeah,
the situation.
you feel much more comfortable.
Yeah.
You feel like I've give you that kind of
I think we
reassurance.
definitely need more Muslim women in the police force.
Remember the last time when we met in Mirrabooka, and you expressed your interest of joining the police force.
I still do want to become a police officer. It's been my dream for the last 10 years.
So when I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
Up all the time, but definitely want to pursue it. Definitely.
After the trauma of a hate crime, Zen has been able to provide support and potentially find a new recruit. Winter in Perth brings the Islamic holy month of Ramadan.
Salam alaikum. How are you, mate? See ya.
Inspector Don Emmanuel Smith, in charge of the multicultural unit, wants to ensure hate crimes, like the one Hulia suffered, are not repeated at this sensitive time.
We've had some incidents in the past, some unsavoury things where people are throwing rocks, or I think way back someone fired a shot over the top of the mosques. This time of the year during Ramadan and then into Eid, it's a time of celebration for the Muslim community. But of course we do have those individuals that want to cause some trouble. So the police are always on a heightened alert to make sure that everything is kept peaceful and a happy time for all.
32% of respondents in a recent Australian survey said they have negative feelings towards Muslims. The multicultural unit is working to ensure that negativity doesn't affect the Islamic community's relationship with the police.
The role in working with the new and emerging communities, going around and chatting with them, being seen to go to their events, may all seem simple on the surface, but underneath there's a theme of getting to know who you're working with, developing trust. Trust is the greatest thing that needs to be developed with these communities. Oh, thank you. Wow. Cool, thank you so much. Basically, during this period, it's traditional to eat something at every little gathering, so by the time I leave, I need to go to Weight Watchers. Fantastic. Samosa. Eid Mubarak for tomorrow, you guys.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the feast.
Yeah, mate. No. It's always a pleasure to come here. The Muslim community itself is a peaceful community. It's not about what we see overseas. It's more about working one-on-one with their brothers and sisters in this land. See you guys. Thank you.
The best quality a police officer should have is being professional and also have got a good connection with the community.
You can't get too emotionally involved in what you're dealing with. You have to look at it sort of very impartially and very factually.
This here is the most important tool that you have in your body. It can resolve issues, it can make people feel better, it can issue instructions, but communication is the greatest skill.
Objectivity, a good temperament. You do need a bit of mongrel in you. I don't care what anyone says.
It's night shift for Tomo. Tonight's mission is chasing down outstanding arrest warrants.
I try to use Tomo as much as I can. He's got that strong knowledge of the local area, and he takes a lot of the younger constables with him as well to teach them how to be proactive police officers.
One of their targets is the mother of a local family.
She's failed to attend court, so she had an outstanding arrest warrant, so she's been placed on bail. We're just going around to grab her on the arrest warrant and put her before the next available court. This is the case. If you don't turn up, you get a warrant and you get to spend a night in the clink.
In 2016, the number of female offenders in Australia rose by 5%. Police are often forced to separate families as part of their job.
Sometimes you're locking up someone you really don't want to, but they have committed an offence and you have to do your job. Police! Okay, mate, how you going? My name's Jamie Thompson from the Mirrabooka Police Station. I was looking for mate.
Yeah.
How you going, mate?
What are you looking for, bro?
It's a budge.
Yeah. Not here. You're not here.
All right. Mate, so you got an arrest warrant, criminal investigation. It gives me the power to search the premises. I intend to do so. All right? It's an offence to obstruct me. Just sit down first, young fella.
Sorry, brother. Yeah.
Where are you, missus?
Out, Mum.
Hello, you got an arrest warrant, missus. Hello, little one.
Get out of the room.
How old's he?
2. Can I bring my partner?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No worries at all. It's only an arrest warrant. Nothing too serious. Yeah, that's fine. No dramas. Hey, little man.
He's hyper at this time.
High five. He's a good little boy, good nature. Loves his cars. Like my little fella. My boys are nuts.
The woman's partner is able to return home to take care of the baby.
One member of the family, if they do get into a bit of strife, it's like a ripple effect, you know? The rest of the family will feel it. The police are going to put the sirens on for the
Say cop
lights.
car. Say cop car.
Cop car.
Boy.
Cop car.
I got a little boy about the same age, so yeah, certainly I understand it's hard that she's got to go, but it's not ideal. At the end of the day, the warrant says I shall. It's not an option. And if I had the option, we wouldn't take away for a kid. And it is sad when you go and locking people up and their kids aren't watching them. Oh, Sheldon, I'll put the lights on for you quickly, buddy. See you, Sheldon. See you, buddy. Thanks, guys. It's not nice. It's not something we enjoy, but it's what we do. We made sure that we had someone to look after the kid, and thankfully, in that circumstance, there was that support. That's not always the case. Quite often we're taking Mum and Bub and we're ringing DCP to try and find a placement for the child.
Sergeant Stuart Kerr and Constable Luke Newland are investigating a suspicious skip bin.
The whole thing is full.
Decent.
Part of a hydro setup they pulled apart in there or not? It's definitely cannabis. You can smell it. It's very strong, obviously, and moving it around at the minute, it smells a lot stronger. It looks like they've got little bits of the setup which is just underneath it, but there's an awful lot here for someone to have just dumped here.
Just one mature hydroponically grown marijuana plant is worth $3,000 on the street. And there could be 10 or more plants in the skip.
Marijuana is prevalent in the community. It seems to be the drug of choice for people if they're not using stronger drugs such as methamphetamine.
Just be aware, Luke, there's syringe packs inside here as well, so just careful what you're going to shove your hands through now.
Do not like that.
Stuart decides the best plan is to have the whole lot removed on a council truck. But that will take valuable time that Stuart and Luke could be using to attend urgent call-outs.
One of the frustrations with our job is there's an incredible amount of waiting around. I'd almost give the analogy that it's hurry up to stand by. It's imperfect, but yeah, I'm certainly, there's other things I would rather be doing than sitting here with a skip bin on a Wednesday night.
Senior Constable Barbara Salgado is calling in to see her mum before she starts another string of night shifts.
Welcome to the crazy house.
I've been told by family and friends that since being employed by police and, you know, working so long, that I've shut off a lot. Emotionally, I've shut down a bit. I've put a lot of walls up. But that's how I am. I don't want my mum and dad, my family, friends to worry about me. So I think I keep my answers really short when it comes to them. And yeah, that means I close off a bit more to them. Mum thinks that I hardly ever see her. It just depends on my shifts, so I'll probably come over and try and come over twice a week.
Barbara's parents fled the brutal Pinochet regime in Chile and settled in Australia.
My dad's at the front, well, he's passed away in 2008, and we've made the decision to keep him, well, he got cremated, and he's at the front door. Well, he looks after our house, and Mum decided to keep him at the house, so we just buy him flowers, probably sporadically. I think I buy him more often than these girls do, but yeah, we just buy him flowers.
Porque eso fue el orgullo más grande de él. Y él dijo que si él fallecía antes y si él se recibía, él quería que la Bárbara la acompañara con su uniforme de policía. La Bárbara se recibió un 26 de septiembre y él falleció el 8 de octubre.
I sat my dad down and said, it's just a graduation. I can come home and you can see me in my uniform. I don't want you coming out to the academy because it could deteriorate his life. And it was such a short time then as well that he had left. But he didn't listen to anyone else. He didn't listen to the doctors. He didn't listen to my mum. He said, I'm going to watch her graduate, whether it's the last thing I do. So, yeah, it was a proud moment for me, so it was good. Yeah, makes me upset now.
Your number is lower than our sergeants. Why aren't you a sergeant?
I'm not smart enough, obviously. Nah, it's not for me. I like getting out and doing my job. Besides, every bit I have to manage you.
Senior Constable Jamie Thompson and Constable Marie Smith are on patrol in Mirrabooka.
PKO in November, Mike 105.
That's us.
Mike 105.
You've got 20 people fighting at the Mirrabooka bus station. They're on route.
A fight has broken out between two groups of youths.
What's going on? Who's fighting who? Who are these boys? Yeah.
Running with a machete just went straight down there. Well, those they all
somebody with a machete just ran up that laneway.
Do you see someone come up here? All right.
Do you know what he looks like?
The suspect is nowhere to be seen.
We're certainly not going to stand for people coming to a public place with machetes and giggings and creating disorder like that. So we will identify who the people are.
With a machete-wielding youth running amok, Tomo's task is to track him down before he injures or kills someone.
Police Assistant Centre, I can help you.
So we've got 50 to 60 youths brawling in the street outside the Mirrabooka bus station.
They're punching and kicking each other pretty badly.
One of them's got an axe somewhere down here in the group.
How many people?
Oh, look, it could be, I don't know, 80, 90.
But 90 people. One of them was holding possibly a machete or a small axe, so there are weapons involved.
Mirrabooka officer in charge, Neil Morton-Smith, has received CCTV footage of the bus station brawl. It's an explosive situation that could escalate.
A fight or a disagreement between two individuals is a problem in itself. As it involves groups, that becomes more of a problem for us. If we don't deal with it quickly, it can become a cultural conflict where people have lost sight of what the original argument was about, and it just becomes two groups, two backgrounds conflicting against each other, and that's ongoing. So really, speed here is of the essence for us to deal with this and deal with this quickly.
See you, boys. High five. Thank you.
Yep.
Senior Constable Jamie Thompson and Constable Marie Smith are on the trail of a suspect whose car was spotted at the scene of the fight.
Do you want to try and run that name?
Yep. I reckon he was Korean, eh?
Yeah. that's the car.
Yeah, Roger.
Hi there. How you going? You got any kids that live here? Any other persons home? Yeah. Can I see them? Yeah.
So who was driving the car today?
I'm not sure.
Did you drive to the Mirrabooka shops today?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Because there's cameras. Take pictures. Will you be in the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to advise you, you are under arrest on suspicion of possessing an article which will cause someone to fear that someone will be hurt. I think you had a sword or a machete today. Do you understand that?
No.
Do you understand that you're under arrest? Handcuff, have to come with me. You have to come with me. Do you understand that? No. Okay. Do you have a friend who speaks good English and Korean? Call him and we'll give him to translate. There's your phone there, bro. What's his name?
Dicko.
Dicko?
Yeah.
Dicko, it's Jamie Thompson for the Mirrabooka Police Station. Can you please tell that I'm a policeman and that he's been placed under arrest on suspicion of possessing a machete, okay? He has to come to the Mirrabooka Police Station with me, please. Yeah. Okay.
A quick search finds no weapons in the house or car.
Just sit there for me. Put your seatbelt on. Are you from North or South Korea, fella? So I can get the right interpreter for you. South Korea? Seoul?
No Korea, Korean.
No Korean. Just waiting on an interpreter for him. Apparently he's not Korean. He's born in Thailand, he's telling me, and his mum's, I think, come from Burma, so Karang is the language he speaks. Ordinarily, we'd be doing the video by now and having a chat with the person, but now we've got to wait. It's confusing for him. He's sitting in the interview room, maybe not 100% sure why he's here, so we're just waiting for an interpreter for that.
After eventually finding the correct interpreter, the youth was released without charge. In Australia, people born overseas make up 35% of the population, but they represent only 18% of convicted prisoners in jail.
What number are we after, sir?
This one here. This is number.
Constable Jane Smith is using her connection to the African community to help Senior Constable Mears track down a parole violator.
We came to this address on Wednesday and we found the mom and the dad, and they said they hadn't seen him for a while, though we said if they see him, they need to let us know. And I think he might have come here since then because the parents seems very loving to their son, so that's the reason why we've come back to just to check, have another look.
Hello. Thank you. How are you? I know we came here last week. We came here sometimes on Wednesday. We are still looking for. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
What the fuck always you come to my house? All right, mate. Calm down. Just looking for your son, your wife.
My son is not living
I know that. We just needed to check on your wife.
This is the address he's given.
It's not the address here.
All right, if you...
I'm sorry to upset you. I'm sorry to upset you. We have a job to do. I appreciate it's Sunday morning. Right, okay. Nobody's listening, so we're just going to go. Right. Thank you very much. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
That ended up well. What I can feel from this family is they've come to give their family a better way of living. The last thing they want to do is to have their son being involved in crime.
For the Western Australian Police Force, officers like Jane bring insight and understanding to scenarios like this.
There's a lot of good things I like about Australian culture and I wish I grew up with. But then again, there's a lot of things, I wouldn't change from my African culture.
I've never gotten used to the taste of food in Australia, but I can cook the same thing like Kenyan, but it just tastes different.
Yeah. What, when you use kangaroo? I just find them hard to catch.
Sergeant Stuart Kerr is still waiting for someone to pick up the marijuana-laden skip bin.
Hey, buddy, how you going? How are you? I'm not too bad. The plan is just to take that back to Morley Police Station, into the backyard. I'll let you in there. So we'll go and dump it in there, and I'll let someone else deal with this problem in the morning.
Lots of people disagree with what the police are doing and why we're doing it. I frequently get told, why aren't you out there catching rapists and murderers? Policing is not just about dealing with the high-end stuff, it's dealing with the low-end stuff to prevent the high-end stuff.
So have you been called out before to pick up a skip bin full of weed?
No.
No. It's a bit of a first for everyone, I think. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that I'm a little over watching this skip now, and it'd be nice to leave it to someone else to take care of it in the morning. Hopefully I won't see it again, although I have no doubt someone will send me an email tomorrow saying, what's this skip doing in the backyard at Morley Police Station? And when are you coming to come along and sort it out? Hopefully not.
See the road.
The skip bin is on its way to the Morley Police Station secure car park. Stuart and Luke head back to Mirrabooka Police Station to do the paperwork.
There was 26 kilos of cannabis which were found inside that bin. The quality of the cannabis which was inside those skip bins was not particularly great. It was thought to just be the offcuts of what they were getting rid of, ready for new plants to be coming through.
It's an early morning start for Constables Barbara Salgado and Dane Sutherland. Their first job is to load up their vehicle.
How come you're carrying everything then? Because Barbara's a princess.
Barbara's what?
What?
Yeah, I thought so. Dane, what can I say about Dane? He knows how to push my buttons, I know how to push his buttons. But to be honest, like, we work really well together. Do you know what I don't understand? What's with men and fluffy beards? What's that all about? Like the Wolverine sideburns, like, oh, that fella didn't, that fella over there had them.
I don't know. I can't grow a beard, so it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, you got bum fluff, don't you?
Yeah.
True. Is it still school holidays?
No, I think it goes back today.
Do you want kids?
Absolutely.
I want kids. I just bought a puppy, and it's kind of like reminding me how much little things can annoy me.
Barbara and Dane receive a call out to help a woman who has had her life threatened by her husband.
Domestic violence, we deal with a whole range of different religions, colours, blacks, whites.
In the last year, Western Australian police have attended almost 60,000 tasks related to family violence and restraining orders.
I think there's not been one day of policing at Mirrabooka Police Station where I haven't gone to a domestic, whether it's as volatile as an assault or a neighbour hearing husband and wife, brother and sister arguing over something small.
For Barbara, this issue strikes close to home.
In my previous relationship, I was married and it went sour. I was involved in domestic violence. And now I can put myself in, you know, a victim's shoes, and I kind of say to them, look, I've been there and I've done that, and I can give them a bit more knowledge, just like I needed when I was in my relationship.
While Barb and Dane rush off to attend the urgent domestic violence job, across town, the multicultural unit is also fighting the DV epidemic.
Part of my job is providing support to victims of domestic violence and also their family. I find that people from the migrant background, they don't know where to go to ask for help or how to go about reporting domestic violence incident to the police.
But Acting Sergeant Zen Kasim is about to go above and beyond her duties in her personal fight against domestic violence. Across Australia and within every community, domestic violence is the cause of 42% of all murders. It's an issue Acting Sergeant Zen Kasim is taking action against. She has organised a forum to address family and domestic violence within the local community.
I'm happy with the turnout, actually. I was a bit nervous this morning, but I think it's a good turnout. I didn't expect this turnout for today. Yeah, awesome.
A significant challenge for the police is that domestic violence is underreported in migrant communities. These forums inform women of the services available to them if they are ever a victim of domestic violence.
I find that, especially people from the migrant background, they love to isolate themselves. They are afraid to report cases of domestic violence. What I want to do is to encourage them to report cases of domestic violence so that they will not die in silence.
All right, I've been a police officer for 25 years. I've got a husband, present husband, my new husband, and I've got 5 children. During my first marriage, I went through domestic violence. I went through physical abuse, financial abuse, and emotional abuse. All right. I know I can make it. All right, I'm sorry, but, yes, I'm a police officer. I need to be strong, but you know what? When you talk about your personal issues and personal problems, especially about domestic violence, you just can't forget. It's easy for us as police officers to tell you guys out there, just forget about it, and move on, but it's not easy. Personally, when I experience family violence, I find it very, very hard, okay? I find it really tough to tell myself, how am I going to move on with my 4 young children? But I tell myself, no, I can make this happen. I have to be strong and I have to move on. If I can advise other women to do the same, I can do it myself. That is a message that I want you guys to know. Be independent, be strong. We are here to help. The police are here, the service providers are here. You know what are the services available. It's all out there. Don't isolate yourself, be strong, and, move on.
Thank you for listening. That was really very, very hard. Initially, I just want to back off. I don't want, to say it, to tell my story, but I thought, hey, this is the only way to empower other women, to make them stronger and to make them independent, and to tell them that your voice do matters, and we want to listen to you.
I want to say we're so proud of you. But yeah,
now you're gonna make me cry.
I've been through exactly what was spoken today.
Yeah.
So I just spoke to one of the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, next time if you do something like this, I can be an inspiration and I can talk about myself.
Aww. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Mommy. See you.
It's true that we can't help everyone. It's true that it's not easy to solve someone's problem, but what you need is to make an effort.
Be strong, okay? All right, I'll see you again. All right, inshallah.
The growing focus on community engagement by the Western Australian Police is having an impact both on the streets and on the officers.
Society in Australia is based around multiculturalism. And I think if you're going to police that community, you need to kind of represent that community.
I've seen Africans who've just come and said hello to me, and they're like, oh, sister, we are so proud of you. We are happy you're here. We've never seen anyone like you here. So to me, I think that's a positive impact.
When you remain insular, you only ever look at one way of doing things. And I think that other cultures give us a way of learning that this isn't the only way of life.
There's such a range of communities that really openly embrace us and embrace what we're trying to do. So that's very rewarding in itself.